Okay, we've got Cheung Long on the left and Chase Emmer on the right. Okay, attack left off target. Pushing from Cheung, pushing from Cheung. And very nice retaking of the blade. For me, that was... Emmer thought he maybe parried there. I understand, but it's just very clear that Cheung was both coming forward and he had the stronger beat. Okay. I think it was just parry post by Cheung. Or counter parry post, rather. He did his attack, and then it's Ember's turn, and then Cheung did the parry post. Pushing by Emmer. Final pair repost from Cheung, but it was no. And remise from Emmer lands. They're really doing a lot of blade actions here. And Cheung has actually had the upper hand in the blade actions. And just when I say that, they do another kind of little remise type thing. Or it's sort of a more like a simultaneous type thing where Emmer sort of manages to block out Cheung's blade. And it kind of goes the other way. Okay. Yeah, he's asking for video. Cheung thinks that he just kept going forward as Emmer was going back. And then that Emmer just kind of did an advanced lunge, which is true. But the referee can either decide that, can decide how Cheung wants him to decide, that Cheung would just kept going forward, and so that's it. Or he can decide that Emmer did an attack in preparation. And that's what he did. But I think his hand signal there was showing that Cheung was searching. So he's basically saying that because you were searching, you gave up your attack. They're both getting these nice little counterattacks on each other. Where they're just stepping in and just exactly the right timing, getting the touch, and then parrying. Okay, Emmer searched for the blade there, didn't find it, and then tried to get the counterattack. It's a very common thing to do, but Cheung managed to finish. Wow, super! This is so many little right-of-way touches. This is the referee is just trying to see who is the one with the attack in the moment, because they're both going forward and back and forward and back. This is a very good parry post from Cheung. Circle 6 flick to the shoulder. Okay, Cheung moving forward, and he took the parry, but his repost was no, or you could say he took the beat rather, and his attack was fair, and his finish was no, and then Emmer got the counterattack. Very similar kind of thing here. This is really a bit of a footwork war. Nice parry post by Emmer, but he got on the arm. Touched the arm. So Cheung is going to try to get him to stop, or maybe he's baiting the parry post right now because he has been successful with the parry post as well. Yeah, no. Yep, parry post. Yep, so again, Emmer was going forward, and then just in the last moment, he kind of stopped and sort of tried to hit, but not totally. And then he went back out, and Cheung was able just to hit. So it was like maybe it was kind of a bit of an attempted second intention from Emmer, but it didn't work. This time, it seemed to me that Emmer was going forward, but he just was really preparing too much, and so the ref seemed to give Cheung the attack in preparation. Parry post by Emmer off target. This is a very nice parry. He just needed a little bit more space for his repost. And Cheung took that space away from him by continuing forward. Emmer's pushing. Oh, and he went back. Yeah, so that's very interesting. So the tactic here that Emmer is trying to do a lot, but which is really not working, is he's pushing, and then just at the moment where like he should finish his attack, he stops and goes back, and that's extremely enticing for Cheung to then attack. And then Emmer's trying to get the parry post, but Cheung is just landing the touch every time, and it actually just happened again. A very similar type of action happened again. This was just sort of attack from Cheung. So that's it's a second intention basically what Emmer's trying to do or has been trying to do. Let's see. And Cheung just did the same thing. He pushed, then he just at the moment of attack he went back. Now Emmer's pushing just at the moment of attack he goes back, tries it, and then Cheung went back, and then Emmer attacked, and then Cheung did parry repost. So yeah, they're really trying to like outthink each other a little bit, or outmaneuver each other is the better word. It's a very good attack by Emmer. It's a kind of attack that probably would not have worked had Emmer always been taking his attacks to the end. But since he was so often giving up his attack just before hitting, then when he does go to hit, he lands. Again, same thing. So Cheung is expecting him to sort of stop his attack. Attack from left. Yep. Very interesting. Very, very interesting little right-of-way games that they're playing. They're pushing, stopping, and then the other person attacks, and then they deal with that somehow. Or then the other person stops again, and then they go forward. So there's a lot of these little kind of trying to read each other and trying to choose the right moment. And then what became interesting at the end was that he then changed that tactic by then committing to the attack. So it's really a meta game that they're playing with each other. It's almost reminds me of it's going to sound a little weird, but of I don't know, these kind of mythological fights between the samurai who just look at each other for 3 minutes, making slight adjustments in their stance, and then something happens. And of course, it's mythologized, that kind of thing. You don't know what's going to happen from somebody's stance when they're not even in a threatening distance. But this is like the modern fencing version of that. It's I'm coming, and then just kidding, and then I'm coming, just kidding, and then I'm coming. Okay, attack, finish, and so they're really looking at each other and trying to read each other's next movement when it comes to the distance. And they're trying to read, is this person going to change direction now in a moment where I can then finish the attack? And of course, it's all happening with minimal or no internal monologue. But ultimately, that's what's going on. That happened many, many touches in a row, and Cheung just was better at that game. So many of the touches, it was Emmer going forward, he stops, and then Cheung just went forward and hit. So, Emmer could have tried to change the game to try and make it more definitive in the sense that when he attacks, he really tries to attack and tries to deal with the situation from there. And he did do that eventually. And he could have also, when he went forward and then gave up the attack, it was successfully drawing Cheung, which is basically what Emmer wanted. So that Emmer could then do a parry repost. But I think he kind of let himself be too close. I think he should have pulled more strongly and sort of forced Cheung to make a decision. Are you going to chase me, or are you going to give up your attack and give me another chance to set this up? Hope you enjoyed watching. See you next time.